In a world that constantly bombards us with messages urging us to desire more, strive for success and accumulate possessions, there exists a paradoxical principle that challenges the very essence of our pursuit of happiness. This principle, often referred to as the backwards law, suggests that the less we want, the more we can actually get. It's a counterintuitive notion that flies in the face of conventional wisdom, where the prevailing belief is that the key to fulfillment lies in the ceaseless quest for more. Picture a society driven by an insatiable appetite for success, where individuals are taught from an early age that acquiring wealth, status, and possessions is the pathway to a contented life. In this milieu, the pursuit of desires becomes an unrelenting race, a relentless sprint towards an ever-elusive finish line. Yet what if the key to true contentment is hidden not in the chase, but in the embrace of simplicity? The backwards law introduces a paradigm shift, challenging our ingrained notions about the correlation between desire and happiness. It contends that by letting go of our relentless pursuit of more, we may uncover a profound sense of satisfaction and abundance in the simplicity of wanting less. It's a radical idea that prompts us to reconsider the very nature of our aspirations and reevaluate the metrics by which we measure a fulfilling life. Consider the modern obsession with material possessions, a conspicuous marker of success in our consumer-driven culture. We are bombarded with images of opulence, told that the path to happiness is paved with the latest gadgets, designer labels, and luxurious lifestyles. The backwards law, however, suggests that the more we cling to these external markers of success, the more elusive contentment becomes. In the post-war era, the rise of consumer culture further intensified the pursuit of material success. Advertisements bombarded the public with images of the idealized American dream, a spacious house, a shiny car, and all the latest conveniences. As a result, the desire for more became deeply ingrained in the collective psyche. Fast forward to the present day, and we find ourselves in a world where social media amplifies the pressure to showcase a curated, glamorous life. The backwards law challenges this narrative by suggesting that the very pursuit of these external markers of success may be undermining our ability to experience genuine contentment. The law encourages us to pause and reconsider the true nature of our aspirations. Instead of perpetually chasing after the next big thing, it invites us to appreciate the simple joys of life and find fulfillment in wanting less. This notion is not a call to abandon ambition or growth, but a reminder that our well-being is not solely dependent on the accumulation of material possessions. In delving deeper into this intriguing concept, let's turn our attention to the ideas of a philosopher who echoes the essence of the backwards law in a simple and relatable manner. Enter the insightful thoughts of Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher from ancient Rome. While he may not have explicitly formulated the backwards law, his teachings share a resonance with its core message. Marcus Aurelius, known for his wisdom and practical philosophy, encourages us to find happiness within ourselves rather than relying on external circumstances. He emphasizes the importance of cultivating inner virtues such as kindness, resilience, and self-discipline. In doing so, he implicitly challenges the prevailing notion that happiness is contingent upon the accumulation of wealth, fame, or possessions. Aurelius, in his famous work Meditations, provides a guide for introspection and self-improvement. His writings serve as a timeless reminder that true fulfillment arises from understanding and accepting the things we cannot control, rather than fixating on external desires beyond our reach. In essence, he prompts us to reconsider the value we place on external validations and encourages a shift towards the appreciation of internal strengths. The backwards law, with its emphasis on the inverse relationship between desire and satisfaction, finds an ally in Aurelius's Stoic philosophy. Instead of perpetually chasing after more, Aurelius suggests that we find contentment by embracing the present moment and cultivating a mindset of gratitude for what we already have. This simple yet profound shift in perspective aligns with the idea that letting go of the insatiable quest for external validation can lead to a deeper and more enduring sense of happiness. As I reflect on this concept, I am reminded of a personal experience that brought the backwards law into sharp focus. A few years ago, I found myself caught in the relentless pursuit of career success. Long hours, constant striving, and the unceasing desire for professional recognition were my daily companions. Yet in the midst of this feverish pursuit, a growing sense of dissatisfaction and burnout began to take root. It was in this moment of introspection that I stumbled upon the concept of the backwards law. Intrigued, I decided to experiment with the idea of wanting less. Instead of fixating on climbing the corporate ladder, I started to appreciate the simple joys of life, spending quality time with loved ones, relishing moments of solitude, and finding fulfillment in activities that didn't hinge on external validation. To my surprise, as I let go of the relentless desire for more, a curious thing happened. The pressure lifted, and a sense of contentment seeped in. The backwards law, it seemed, was onto something. The less I sought success as an end in itself, the more I found myself enjoying the journey. In relinquishing the need for external validation, I discovered a wellspring of satisfaction within. This realization prompted me to delve deeper into the philosophy underpinning the backwards law. As I explored the writings of psychologists, philosophers, and thinkers who had pondered the nature of desire and happiness, a common thread emerged: the idea that our incessant longing for more is often a self-imposed barrier to true contentment. One thinker who profoundly explored the concept of desire and its impact on happiness is Alan Watts. Watts, a British writer and speaker, gained popularity for interpreting and popularizing Eastern philosophy for a Western audience. His teachings often revolved around the idea that the pursuit of happiness becomes elusive when we constantly yearn for more. According to Watts, the human tendency to desire and strive for improvement is deeply ingrained. However, he suggested that this desire can take on a counterproductive nature when it becomes an unending cycle, a perpetual chase for the next thing. He used simple yet powerful analogies to illustrate this point, comparing the pursuit of happiness to a dog chasing its own tail. In this metaphor, the dog believes that by chasing its tail, it can catch hold of something that will bring satisfaction. Similarly, humans often believe that acquiring more possessions, achievements, or experiences will lead to lasting happiness. Watts argued that the desire for more is not inherently wrong, but the problem arises when it becomes an obstacle to appreciating and enjoying the present moment. He emphasized the importance of being fully engaged in the here and now, suggesting that true contentment lies in accepting and appreciating what one has in the present moment. In his view, the constant pursuit of something better prevents individuals from realizing the inherent richness of their current circumstances. The backwards law challenges us to question the cultural narratives that equate abundance with the accumulation of wealth, possessions, and achievements. In doing so, it invites us to redefine our understanding of success and happiness, emphasizing the intrinsic value of experiences, relationships, and personal growth over the extrinsic markers of societal approval. As I embraced this shift in perspective, I began to witness the transformative power of wanting less in various aspects of my life. In my relationships, I found that the less I demanded from others and the more I appreciated their unique qualities, the more fulfilling and harmonious those connections became. The backwards law, it seemed, was not just a philosophy, but a practical guide to cultivating richer, more meaningful relationships. In the realm of personal development, the backwards law challenges the traditional notion that self-improvement is synonymous with an unending quest for perfection. Instead, it suggests that embracing our imperfections, acknowledging our limitations, and wanting less from ourselves can paradoxically lead to greater personal growth and self-acceptance. The backwards law also extends its influence into the realm of time and productivity. In a society that glorifies busyness and measures success by the quantity of tasks accomplished, this principle invites us to reconsider the quality of our endeavors. By wanting less on our to-do lists and focusing on the essential, we may find that we accomplish more with greater efficacy and joy. As I integrated the backwards law into my daily life, I couldn't help but marvel at its transformative impact. The less I wanted, the more I gained a profound shift that extended beyond the individual to encompass a broader perspective on societal values and the collective pursuit of well-being. With the backwards law, creating a delicate dance between desire and detachment. The art of letting go becomes a crucial companion to wanting less, as it involves relinquishing the grip of attachment to outcomes and embracing the ebb and flow of life. In the context of the backwards law, letting go is not a resignation or a passive surrender. It is an active choice to release the tight hold we often place on our expectations, aspirations, and even our identities. As I navigated the terrain of wanting less, I found that the art of letting go became an integral part of the process, a dynamic interplay that allowed me to embrace the present moment and find contentment in what already was. The paradoxical beauty of the backwards law is that it doesn't advocate for a renunciation of desires, but encourages a mindful and intentional relationship with them. Wanting less doesn't mean suppressing aspirations. Rather, it involves discerning between genuine intrinsic desires and those imposed by external influences. It invites us to examine the motivations behind our desires and discern whether they align with our authentic selves. Letting go becomes the vehicle through which we navigate this discernment. It requires a willingness to release attachments to societal expectations, the need for constant validation, and the illusion of control over every aspect of our lives. It is in the act of letting go that we open ourselves to the unexpected and create space for serendipity, allowing life to unfold in its own rhythm. The echoes of the backwards law resonate not only in the realms of psychology, philosophy, and personal development, but also find unexpected harmony in the teachings of Christianity and the pages of the Bible. Christianity, like the backwards law, challenges the conventional wisdom that material wealth and worldly success are the ultimate markers of a fulfilled life. Instead, it calls for a shift in focus, a turning away from the transient desires of the world to the enduring values of the divine. Consider the story of the rich young ruler in the Gospel of Mark. Filled with earthly possessions and material wealth, the young man approaches Jesus seeking the secret to eternal life. In response, Jesus challenges him to let go of his attachments to worldly wealth, advising him to sell his possessions and give to the poor. The paradox here is striking. The less the young man clings to his material wealth, the more he stands to gain in terms of spiritual fulfillment. This theme of detachment from worldly desires echoes throughout the Bible. The Apostle Paul, in his letter to the Philippians, writes about the secret to contentment, declaring, "I have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether well-fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want." Philippians 4:12, NIV. This profound wisdom aligns with the backwards law, suggesting that true contentment arises not from an abundance of possessions, but from a state of inner peace and acceptance. In contemplating the broader implications of the backwards law, I couldn't help but wonder about its potential to reshape our cultural narrative. What if, as a society, we began to prioritize the well-being of individuals over the relentless pursuit of material success? What if we collectively embraced the idea that wanting less could lead to a more equitable, sustainable, and fulfilling way of life? In conclusion, the backwards law challenges us to reconsider the very foundations of our pursuit of happiness. It urges us to question the cultural narratives that equate abundance with the accumulation of possessions and success, inviting us to embrace the paradoxical idea that the less we want, the more we can truly get. As I reflect on my own journey, I find solace in the simplicity of this principle, a timeless reminder that true contentment often lies in the art of wanting less.